Psychic News Network. You know what we do here. We go over the news. We go over the psychic news. It's Monday. I'm kind of low here. There's reggae music behind me. I'm not sure why or where that's coming from. Anyway, hi. Let me just plug my microphone in. Wait for you all to show up. Welcome to Insanity. You're not sane. The world is insane. Just so you know. Just trying to get that to cover up the light. Okay. How you doing? What's going on? Let me know what your favorite summer activity is. Let's share. What's your favorite summer activity? Can you hear me okay? Cracking a cold one, perhaps? Going to the ocean, nice. I do my best to bring the ocean to you. Swimming, walking with the pups, nice. You love to go to a local farm and pick berries. Oh, that's nice. I like to pick blueberries in Maine. That's around August, right? Kayaking. Yeah, I actually, I really ought to try stand-up paddleboarding. Do you guys ever do stand-up paddleboarding? It's right down the street from me. There's no excuse. I should really do it. Maybe I will. Sitting on the pier and watching the East River. Sitting on the edge of the pier. Right. Right on. Right on. I'm so grateful that you're here on this hot summer day. It might get a little noisy because I have the sliding door open because there's a nice breeze coming in. Oh, thank you for appreciating my Substack. I told you I was going to let you know what the title was, which I just had to go and edit it because I wrote a word in there twice in the title. Thanks for reminding me, and I'll let you know as people show up. I'll let you know. I'll remind people to check it out. So this is the title. It's a long title. You probably lose your balance on the paddleboard. Well, you have to know how to swim. The title is, If He Is Not Who We Are, We Must Right Now Put Who We Are on Display for the entire world to see. Do Trump's blatant displays of erratic knee-jerk rage have our attention yet? So please go to my Substack. If you feel compelled and you'd like to financially support me paying my bills and all this work that I do, I said earlier, I don't mind doing all this work. It would just be nice to be compensated fairly. I know the writing shows backwards. Okay, I'm going to give you my little story about the writing showing backwards, okay? Here's my story. I wrote to YouTube several times. I'm going to just explain this because I know it's annoying that the letters are backwards. Those are the right way, though. I reached out to YouTube several times. They refused to answer my question why that might be happening unless I logged out of my account. I do not trust YouTube enough to have them say, besides you can't talk to a person, right? I do not trust YouTube enough when they tell me to log out of my account before they will answer my question. Therefore, I've kept it the way that it is. Because I don't trust YouTube. I've got 11.5 subscribers. 11,000, like 500 subscribers. And I get a total of 1.5 thousand views per video. So there, I've explained it. So I know it's annoying. It's annoying to me too, to no end. But if I spend all my time being annoyed, I'll never be happy. Because with all the things that we can be annoyed about. Okay, so You've kayaked for years but don't think you'd like to paddleboard. But if you saw them offshore paddleboarding, you would kind of go, I think you would, Michael, that looks fun. You just don't want to go too far out. I didn't get to see as much as the Battle of Bunker Hill reenactment. They kind of ended it early last night, and I was working. I was showing up for you guys all weekend. And I work in Salem on Saturdays. But I did buy this because I had some vendors there. Elect more women. This is going out on the deck. Elect more women. So this is a company that makes flags. Yeah, and so I will let you know. I'm not going to go look for it right now, but I have the info. There might be a little... It's a good quality flag. I have the info, and I'll get it for you. Elect more women. Okay. I hope that we're all in the mindset that we're not going to take this crap anymore. Okay? Are you with me? I hope that we're all in the mindset that we're not going to take this crap anymore. Who's with me? That makes it feel a little cooler to turn the light down. Okay? I want us all in the same energy. We are not going to take this crap anymore. We are not putting up with it. We are not going to just do nothing when the insane, mentally deranged person, he calls everyone else that, illegitimately in our White House, is putting the entire world at risk of nuclear annihilation. Right? We're not going. That's what my article is about. It's about we're not going to just sit by and say, "Oh well, we'll see." No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're getting involved. We are engaging in the way that we need to engage in order to stop the madness. During Reagan's years, there are lots and lots and lots of signs. Maybe go online, maybe Google the nuclear arms race protests. There would be signs, I think you would see signs that say no nukes. Yeah, you'd see signs that say no nukes. I'm trying to think of some other signs that you would see, but this is where we are. Yeah. Then good. Your coworker on your weekend job is now getting it and even asked when's the next parade. The next protest is July 4th. And before we get into it, I just want to give you my 2 cents about what I think we all need to do on the 4th of July. You all know that have been following me that I march in the parades. And I was marching to get people involved in grassroots of democracy. I had a really good experience marching in 3 parades, yes, in the heat last year. And a few Trumpsters that absolutely hated me for wanting to save our freedom, their freedom. But anyway, I digress. I had a couple of, a few, maybe 4 or 5 young women ran up to me and said, "Oh my God, I'm so glad that you have something that has to do with democracy in the Independence Day parade." This was 3 days after the illegitimate SCOTUS said that Dumpy has presidential immunity, which actually doesn't cover all those times that he committed crimes outside of the presidency, but you know what I mean? What the, you know what? So, the parade is ready-made for all of us to jump in with our protest signs. And if anybody gives you a hard time, let me tell you this. The reason that I have that sign that I made that I showed you, I'm going to hang it on the deck. And I'm going to bring it to the parade. This says E pluribus unum, is because it means out of many, one, right? So this is not about MAGA. This is not about, oh, well, you shouldn't be for democracy. The MAGAs will say in a certain way. This is about engaging. So if anybody has any like reservations about doing that kind of thing, just write me an email and I'll give you a pep talk. AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. And I do my best to give pep talks here at PNN. I know it's a psychic channel, but it's psychic and more. Can you guys hear the music? There's a reggae band behind me. I'm not really sure where it's coming from. I think it's behind me. So anyway, what should we read on? I did do a pop-up. Oh, Mary, you're back. You can hear... I was just wondering if you could hear it. I'm not worried about it, but I just wondered if it was detectable. Yeah, it's kind of nice to have a little background music. I feel like I'm in the islands. I'm kind of on an island. The 4th is your birthday. Oh, good for you. We're going to pull 3 cards. Yes, it's happy music. It's definitely happy music. We're going to pull... No, we'll pull 4 cards about where the orange buffoon's head is at the present moment. He is attacking everybody. We know that he does this anyway. He's attacking everybody, including people that were all full-on MAGA in Congress until now. Everybody that doesn't bow down to him. Everybody that doesn't bow down to him, he's having a huge issue with. Demented fool, yeah. Time for a dad joke? Sure, why not? How about it? Thomas, we're waiting. Okay, I'm going to pull 4 cards about where Dumpy's head is. Well, just clairvoyantly, when I tune into his head, it's a scary place. But when I do, let me see if I can describe it. Have you ever been so brain dead that all you really needed to do, which was get some good deep rest, you just couldn't do, and you were so brain dead that you just couldn't even put thoughts together? How many times he said Joe Biden can't put 2 sentences together? What did the magnet say to the other magnet? I find you so attractive. It's funny, but I've seen you do better, Thomas. I'm just kidding. How many times? Oh, Biden. Oh, he didn't know what he was doing. He never knew where he was. He couldn't put 2 sentences together. Honestly, right? Trumpty Dumpty's head is a scary place to be, that's for sure. So when I look at what's going on in his head, it's like if you haven't slept, it's like if you haven't gotten a night's sleep in about 5 nights in a row. That's what it is. So he cannot process what's going on. And we know it's been that way already, but it's way worse. So let's pull 4 cards to see what's happening. Head is up his ass. Yeah, kinda. Kinda. I guess you could put it like that. Please hit the thumbs up while you're here. We've had low attendance recently. Friday we had really low attendance. And we need to meet the quota of 200 thumbs up. And then we do a group hug. It's like we earn our group hug. So. What is red and smells like blue paint? Red paint. What? That's funny. You felt like that after 55 hours of labor, Lisa saying. Yeah, right. Okay, so, all right. So imagine that you haven't slept. I used to be a horrible insomniac, so I can imagine this. I healed it. I outgrew it. It was a karmic thing, I think. 5 nights in a row without sleep. Okay. You're just useless. You're just useless. You feel useless. And he is useless, so it's a double whammy. No, Michael, that's not what it is. Thank you for making me feel better that it's summer. That's not what it is. What about the winter? As far as low views. This is Dumpy right now. Wanting to escape on an airplane. Oh, it looks like somebody's offering him an escape. Somebody is offering Dumpy an escape because he's all angsty. Who might that be? Oh, we might have to look at that. Offering him an escape on an airplane. Oh, now this is pointing to the gift from the Saudis, right? Kathy, you're saying something that we all know. I was just wondering, are you just getting the news that he bombed Iran? Because that was Saturday night. Hello, hello. Am I buffering? I have to wait. Because somebody's telling me that I'm buffering and it doesn't make sense to say anything more unless I know that I'm good. Okay. Saudi Arabia offered him a plane, the gift of the plane, and he's an angsty teen. There might be something going on with that. Oh yeah, he's hidden something about the gift of the airplane from the Saudis. And now he's on a treadmill, going around and around and around and around, and he doesn't know what to do. I'm good? No buffering? Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. This is quite an interesting story when I'm asking about Dumpy. What's hidden is what went along with that gift of the airplane. The angsty team is worried, that's Dumpy, worried, thanks Michael, that it's going to be found out, and so his mind has become a treadmill. Okay, pipe down. Come on, you guys. Come on. Come on. Did Bibi give Dumpy something to get him to hit Iran? Qatar gave him the plane. Yeah. Qatar offered the plane. Iran bombed bases in Qatar. Well, I mean, this is like I have to do an investigation to what this is telling me. There's something about the gift of the airplane that he's nervous about, and his mind's like on a treadmill because he thought it would be hidden. So this is what's on his brain. I don't know why. We have to dig deeper. Yeah, his feelings did get hurt about the military parade, and he was angry at the military. And let's face it, before that stupid parade ever happened, he hated the military. During Dumpy Phase 1, he hated the military. He doesn't get people that are public servants. He doesn't get that. Right? So we have somebody in the White House who doesn't get the concept of public service. He only gets the concept of self-service. Maybe he realized the gift plane could be bugged. I kind of feel the need to check the pendulum. Hang on, talk amongst yourselves. Kind of feeling like we should take a deeper look at that. So those cards that we just saw. Is there something about the gift, that airplane gift, that he's afraid people will find out? Yes. Yeah, Dumpy hates the military. Is the plane bugged with a tracking device? Well, see, here's the thing. He can't really use that plane before it's outfitted, and then it wouldn't be finished until like 2028 or something. Arseno's having trouble with your Bluetooth keyboard. I know, I bought one. It's so annoying. It disconnects all the time. Drives me bananas. Okay, so go digging a little deeper. Is Dumpy harboring a huge secret that if it comes out right now, he's done? Is he worried about that? Is he harboring a huge secret that if it comes out, that's a strong yes. Yes. We have almost 200 people here, and Sandy could sure use a hug, so we need 200 thumbs up. We have a little time. Everybody who's here, hit the thumbs up. Does the plane come with Signal Chat pre-installed? I get that it's more about the arrangement of the gift of the plane and what was actually transpiring there. So we can look at the cards. Let's do that. What is it that he's afraid would transpire? He can't keep a secret, that's true. Will it come out? Okay, all right. I'm still trying to figure out what it is. Will this information come out? It's not determined yet. Let me ask again, because it might have been swinging towards a yes. Will this secret information that's around that gift of the airplane, will it come out? Yes, it will come out. Why do ducks have feathers? To cover their butt quack. They didn't tell Trump details for the strike. Who? What do you mean about that? Who didn't tell Trump details for the strike, Zircon? I'm not understanding what you're saying. They might as well build a new plane. I don't think he's long for this world, to tell you the truth. But this card just flipped over. So it is about the money. It is about the money. I think that the plane was a front. I don't think it was about the plane. I really get that it wasn't about the plane. The plane was a front. King of Cups. Yeah. So he's hiding something to do with money that changed hands. The plane was just like a cover. The King of Cups. You know what? I know this sounds crazy, but I feel like he's out of money. I know that sounds crazy. I did not tell Tulsi Gabbard. Let's read on Tulsi. Yeah, I know. Michael, I know that he's using the White House as a bank. But it's really weird. He said he was informed of the strike by Iran. Oh, the military strike? Yeah, Sabrina's like saying that he's never been able to manage money. What I get when I think about the money around Dumpy is that it's all smoke and mirrors. And I've always gotten that about him, but I never really read on it in regards to what he's done since he weaseled his way in January. What did he promise them in exchange for the plane? We can read on that. Yeah, that's a good question, actually. That's a good question. Give credit where credit's due. Barbara Enger, what did he promise them in exchange for a plane? Thank you, Finkel, for the $20 gift. I appreciate that. Everything helps immensely. Dumpy definitely has dementia. He's up all night. Is that a sign of dementia? Sleeping during the day? There was one press conference, and by the way, I mean, is anybody else, I mean, he's annoying enough, but is anybody else super duper duper, like, annoyed? It's all so cringe that he's always wearing that stupid MAGA hat. Thank you for thanking the gifters. That's sweet. We know they blackmailed him too. He was looking through those photos. Oh yeah. So much going on. I kind of wasn't thinking about that part. Alright, so was there money involved in that gift? Was there something that he was dropping some cards? Okay. These 3 cards fell out. What did he give him in exchange for the plane? Oh, what I was going to mention was there was a press conference. There's so many. I don't remember what it was, but that just reminded me of how annoyed I am that he won't take off the stupid hat. Thank you, Warren, for putting my info up. But he looked drugged. I think I talked about it here. He always looks like he's selling something, because he is. I mean, the stupid MAGA hat, he needs to take the damn thing off. So what did he give? Did he give money to whom? I'm still not clear about who gave him the plane. You're saying Qatar? Qatar. Nobody knows how to say that. Qatar. Dumpy has no hair. I don't think that's it. It's haunting him. Maybe it's ketamine? No. No, it's cash. I don't think it's that he's having bad hair days. I think he's insecure. I think it's insecurity. I think he puts that hat on his head and it's like, you know, he was Louis the 14th. And Mussolini. And, I mean, he's had many king lifetimes where he was just awful. He's seriously ill, that's true. So as far as the plane, because that was coming up, he's being haunted by, okay, I think he knows he got duped. You're talking about him falling asleep all the time? Yeah. I said Cutter. Thank you, Maria. I check my P.O. box like once a week. It's haunting him. What went on in with the Saudis is haunting him. And he has a little baby angel going, you should do the right thing. You should do the right thing. Dumpy, you should do the right thing. You should do the right thing. I don't think he hears angels. But let's just suffice it to say that he's in deep, deep, deep doo-doo. He was Louis the 14th, yes. I mean, he's had lifetimes where he's had horrible ends. And it's funny because I just flipped this over by mistake. He fears the people. Most dictators do. Because many people, when they're putting somebody down, it's because they're afraid of them. Right? The 16th. I meant, okay, Louis the 16th. Sorry, don't listen to me. I mean, listen to me, but correct me if I have the number wrong. He does, I just got this. And last week I kept getting about him that he's kind of obsessing about his end. The Louis the 16th. You know why I did that? Because Pope Leo is the 14th, and so I mix up my Roman numerals sometimes. Yes. The one that they offed during the French Revolution. Help me out here, I'm boiling. Oh, Electric Storm, I didn't say he would choose good. That's not what I was saying. All right, earlier on the doc, I asked the question about why we're not hearing anything at all from the last administration. Somebody's asking what cards these are. This is the deck of character. It's no longer sold, but one of my generous viewers saw Kathy Beale using it when she was up here, and I said I thought they were cool, and somebody had an extra deck. Thank you, Suzanne. I'm finding the reggae a little bit distracting. Anyway, there are nights that I can sit here on the weekend and I can just like be having my fake beer, just chillaxing. And there's like the other night there was a great band. Sunday church was great, thank you. There's a great band, and I was too busy planning Church of Spirituality Saturday night to go out, but it's kind of cool. Similarities between Marie Antoinette. Are there similarities between Marie Antoinette and Melania Trump? Oh, really? Well, I'll have to look at that. I know Agent Orange is looking to arrest Biden. That's, he's cuckoo. He's cuckoo for cuckoo. He's cuckoo. It's just cuckoo. Why are we not hearing from the last administration? I don't know why I'm dropping all these cards tonight. Why are we not hearing from the last administration? Your Wi-Fi went out. What did I say? Oh, ask somebody else. I don't know. I'm not being a smartass. I'm just... About the cards? Oh, these. They're not being sold anymore, but one of my viewers sent me this. Her name is Jennifer. But you can probably, you can find out-of-print books. You can find out-of-print tarot decks. Okay, so I am looking at the Biden administration, and don't worry about stupid Dumpy saying he's going to put Biden on trial for winning the 2020 election. Yeah, he needs to focus on his health, but Dumpy doesn't care. Celtic Seer, so yes, Marie Antoinette did say, let them eat cake. Not make cake. Amanda, didn't you ask me that question before? If he's a bad soul, how does he keep getting permission to be born? Hang on. I thought I went over that. Read the dad joke. Don't worry about it. I'll get to it eventually. 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords. Okay. The Biden administration knows full well that Dumpy stole the election from Kamala. Okay? Knows full well. I'm reading on the Biden administration. They know full well that Dumpy stole the election from Kamala. The 3 of Pentacles is they're still kind of sitting on it and building a case. So we'll see how that pans out. And the 6 of Pentacles is they're still working on building a case. And as far as Joe Biden goes, he's really spending time with his family. They do know a lot, and they know that the election was stolen from Kamala. If it makes you feel any better, I've been having images come into my head of Kamala just shining as the leader of this country, and of Dumpy being, you know what they're doing to the way they're tackling immigrants? I don't know if it's just symbolic, but I keep seeing that happening to him. And we'll look into that a little bit more. For sure. Let's read our Deviant Moon cards. And let's read on ice. Immunity does not mean anything to Dumpy. Zircon, if anybody tells you that Kamala is running for governor, can you just turn it off? Has Kamala said she has any interest in any way, manner, shape, or form in running for governor? I think that they say that to throw you off. I think you're being told that because somebody wants you to feel discouraged. I'm telling you the truth. We're going to read on this ICE BS. Yeah, don't even think about it. And plus, it's like, if we can all put our focus on what's happening presently, that's the best use of our mental energy. And ICE is getting worse, and I told you ICE would get worse. Because he's desperate. Dad joke, I debuted my comedy act at a haunted theater. I got booed off the stage. Nice. Thomas, we're grateful for all your hard work. I'm not the only one that's working hard. Okay. More research has been done on the Austrian Marie Antoinette. The whole French court were a shoddy lot. I'm sure they were. When they reincarnated, they became a shoddy lot too. Yeah, oh, absolutely, Celtic Seer. Okay, 3 cards about ICE. Now, I mentioned it earlier on Off the Ledge. If you have a little community, or if you go to church, I know you come to my church, but if you go to a physical church, not virtual, I hope you do both. Please get a prayer group together, especially if you are at high risk for ICE coming into your community. We're going to pull 3 cards about the fate of ICE. I've read on this before, and I see them being held accountable. So if anybody sees anything about ICE retracting, or like what happened at the LA, at the Dodgers game, they scurried away when the people held the line, didn't let them in. Let me know if you hear any stories like that. Yeah. You've loved the resistance. Yes, we are the revolution. 250 years later, we are being called to be the revolutionaries. So, I'm going to pull 3 cards about ICE. I know, ICE seems like a good idea right now for a lot of you, but I mean the Homeland Security. It's just a matter of time. They really need to stop what they're doing. These cards are funny. I'm still getting used to them. Yeah, they're trying to be Nazis. The Eight of Wands. This is a defensiveness about ICE. I think that it would be, I mean, I don't mean this literally, but maybe metaphorically. Somebody needs to rip the masks off of them, metaphorically. I wouldn't say it for anybody to risk being whisked away. But I would love it if their masks got ripped off, because they're not legit. They're thugs. There's nothing legit about them. 11 more thumbs up and we will do a group hug. Prince and the Revolution. Yeah, we can think of it that way. Love Prince. It's the Temperance is, it's just a matter of time before they're called out. A group of priests escorted immigrants to court. ICE backed off. And I want you to know about that Kathy Beale told me that Pope Leo the 14th. See how I would get that mixed up? Louis the 16th, Pope Leo the 14th. Very, very different people. I feel like it's just a matter of time. Pope Leo, it's just a matter of time before ICE gets busted, and I think that's part of it. Pope Leo, Kathy Beale told me, was calling on priests in the communities to show up at the courthouses. When these poor immigrants, they're doing the right thing. They're obeying the law. I mean, the dumpy stands there. I mean, if there's anybody out there that isn't motivated to fight like hell, what did he say at January 6th? Fight like hell or you won't have a country anymore. Projection, projection, projection. So that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Michael, did you move to Ohio? The Pope is going to change the world. So let's focus on the good. There was a clip where a lady was filming ICE at a car wash and she stopped them from a kidnapping. Yes, because that's what they are doing. They're kidnapping people. Panda skeletons are boring. They're just bare bones. Thomas, you're too much. One more thumbs up. One more thumbs up. We have to be like that. When we don't back down, they back down. They have no right to kidnap innocent people and traffic them. That is a crime. We've hit 202 thumbs up. Warren is so happy. Warren started all this. Credit where credit is due. Warren started the group hug thing. You're in Ohio. Good for you. Congratulations. You moved. And it's hotter than Florida. Yeah, the climate's all mixed up. Find a body of water and jump in. I might do that later. Cell phones, we have the power, right? Like, look at the tools that we have now. We are going to do a group hug and then we'll continue. We'll answer a few more questions. I have tea here. Fortunately, it's cold. We're going to do a group hug and we're going to think about a few important things, and you can add whatever you want. That this administration is stopped, and this stupidity of starting a freaking war during a time that we have nuclear weapons on this planet is stopped now. Thomas is saying his dad jokes are his way of protesting all that's going on. I like it. That's a good way to protest. Keep your sense of humor, right? That this regime is removed, replaced with Kamala Harris, and we heal our country before it goes too far, right? And all the people that are terrified of ICE and all the veterans and people that are really lonely and scared, all right? And anyone who's struggling. Big hug. 1, 2, 3. We're lifting the vibrational frequency. This entire group of a few hundred people, almost. Lifting the vibrational frequency. Hug. This regime is ended. Great. Excellent. Okay, so one thing we haven't talked about for a little while, and this is by design, is the murder bill. The second set of eclipses in September will do them in. There's a lot that's going to happen in July, too. And if you ask me, when Dumpy, before he even struck Iran, when he was threatening to strike Iran, the first thing that popped into my head is this will end him. And I'm pretty sure I said it here. This is it. And what's starting to happen is the most unlikely, seemingly, in the past, unlikely people to ever turn on him. Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, I hate to even say his name, Steve Bannon, Joe Rogan, Marjorie Trader Green, that Massey. These hardcore MAGAs are turning on him. Yeah, this is one of many tower moments. I agree. I'm not going to ask the question, will the murder bill get passed? That's not the question I'm going to ask. Because it's neither here nor there if it gets passed. We're going to destroy it anyway. I've read on the murder bill before, the big bad murder bill. And what I've seen, the music is getting louder. What I've seen is it being batted back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then Dumpy struck Iran. And everyone stopped talking about it. Right? Have you heard anyone talking about the big bad murder bill? And that's what we were talking about at length. Let's just remind ourselves, it didn't have to be this way. No honor among thieves is true. It didn't have to be this way at all. This country was, aside from MAGA and the Kremlin attacking us from within, it didn't have to be this way. America was doing great. MAGA was like a cancer, right? Like a disease. And lots of them are turning on him. And I'm going to tell you something before we read on the murder bill and we read some tea leaves. When I reflect on what would have happened if Kamala was declared the rightful winner, like she did win, on November 6th, I mean, we have to take a step back and really breathe deeply and just look at, sometimes we don't know why things happen the way they do. And we just have to trust. There would have been a civil war. There would have been violence everywhere. And then she would have had to deal with not being able to really do the presidency thing because MAGA would have just, like they did with Joe Biden, they kept knocking everything down. That border bill could have happened, right? This is the only way to pull them out by their roots. And there are deep roots to this dark money game. What are you saying about the Epstein files? I'm reading on the murder bill. Right? If you really step back and think about it, where would we be right now? Really reflect on it. I'm encouraging you. Where would we be if Kamala had been rightfully placed in the presidency? They would have never let up. It would have worsened. So this is where we are, and we've got to keep our focus, right? And I said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll say it a million times. I told you the guides handed it right to me after that election. The reason this happened was because it had to happen. Because we can't root out MAGA any other way. And what would happen, the guides told me, was MAGA needed opportunities to turn on him. And they certainly are starting to turn on him. Okay, so the 3 cards about the murder bill. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I can't figure out where it's coming from. There's like 3 different clubs around here. I feel like I'm in Key West. The murder bill. Justice is on it. Yeah, sounds fun. It is fun here. Ever wonder why you see some doctors wheeling their equipment and documents all over the hospital? Those are cardiologists. That's good. Yeah, unfortunately for us, I believe it had to happen this way. Yes. Yes, it's reggae in the background. The music here is great. The music here the music scene in my apartment in the summer is great. I'm asking about the murder bill. You know, they're calling it the big beautiful bill. What an effing joke! The big beautiful bill. Justice, Queen of Pentacles, Five of Cups. They're not going to get what they want. They're not going to get what they want. And I'm going to tell you right now, they might pretend that they've gotten what they want. The BS bill. Right. The big murder bill. Right. But, Mary's in the chat. Her husband, Victor, was saying today, because they were up here in Rockport, that the parliamentarian nixed the part about judges losing power, and there was something else too. Mary, if you're still here, what else did they got nixed? Like, they can't do that. You heard it a few times now. Must have a Jamaican expert bar. What? Expat bar or food nearby, or it's just good summer tunes. Still giving the universe the side eye, though. You know, don't we do that in life? Aren't we always in our lives giving the universe a side eye? It's a test. Yeah. Well, you know, the reason that Dumpy named it the big beautiful bill was he was making a mockery of Biden's Build Back Better. Come on, you know he was doing that. He was trying to copy him. But I see lots and lots of problems with it. I mean, here's another thing to step back and look at. It's like they're putting their abject cruelty on full display. And when the American people look at it and they go, why are you shutting down nursing homes? Why are you make the cause of children not having food to eat? Why are you creating a situation where veterans lose their health care and their jobs? Why are you sicking it to the American people, raising their taxes and cutting taxes for the very wealthy? They don't even pay any taxes. Do you really, with everything that's going on, let me just ask a serious question. Do we really think what they're trying to do is sustainable? I know T doesn't give enough. I'm fully aware of that. But do we really believe that what they're doing is sustainable? There are very few people. There's a very small percentage of the population that is that heinous. It's almost like, wow, you should be in the freak circus. What kind of human is that? Well, most of us have never encountered this level of cruelty. Right, Christine? It's not going to pass. And even if you heard news that it passed, it's not going to pass. It doesn't have the energy of passing. When you were in Granada, people were singing Red, Red Wine and a song called Government Boots. Don't know Government Boots. Yeah, honestly. Oh, your son got married on the beach yesterday. It was such a good day for that, Cheryl in Maine. Congratulations. Of course there are many on X who should be in a nut house. A lot of them are bots. Don't forget. Dad joke, why is it a bad idea to iron your 4-leaf clover? Because you shouldn't press your luck. That might be the joke of the night. Nice one. Alright, what are we doing next? Oh my gosh, would you look at the time? People usually start dropping off at 8 o'clock because Midas Touch is on. Who offered sanctuary? What are you talking about, Mary? He's out to destroy, then escape with the plane. Yeah, but I don't think that that Dumpy has anyone that would really want him. In terms of other countries. You know? Okay. Should we read on we should read on what's going to happen in Iran. I don't really have to pull some cards, but I will. But what's going to happen with Iran? Now, my sense was about Iran before Dumpy went ahead and ordered the strike. As far as Iran was concerned, before he ordered the strike, I felt like they were just going to kind of hang with it, with what was. I didn't feel like they were going to be an aggressor. There might be many reasons why that wasn't where they were going. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is pull 3 cards about, asking about whether this is going to escalate. And as far as why he did why Dumpy went ahead and called for the strikes, I felt like it was one person that told him to do it, and that it was BB, and there was flattery involved, as there always is. And there was something in it for Dumpy. Of course, right? Probably doesn't take a psychic. But that's where I picked it up. And you knew Iran was going to strike back, right? You knew Iran was going to strike back. Because, I mean, when we're hit, we strike back. So 3 cards about what's going to happen. I don't feel it accelerating. I just want you all to take a deep breath and stop thinking about it accelerating. He's trying to make up a reason to get a Nobel Peace Prize for himself. This isn't going to do it. I'm not picking that up. No, Dumpy didn't agree to bomb Iran in exchange for the plane. That's a separate thing altogether. Netanyahu. He was on the phone with Netanyahu, and Netanyahu told him to do it. Because there was something in it for him. He does think he controls everything in the world. Trump does. What's going to happen is the naked man, Dumpy, is going to be bulldozed by a watchdog. There you have it. There you have it. That pretty much spoke for itself. I was asking what's going to happen. Dumpy will be exposed and bulldozed. And this is by a watchdog organization. Everybody calm your little heads. We're gonna be okay. And we will be activating. So, let's read some tea leaves before we go. And I know a lot of you are saying that Dumpy's gonna escape, but I don't see that. He doesn't have the physical fortitude to just escape. He really doesn't. The man is very, very physically sick. Have you noticed? So please go to my Substack. I'm gonna read tea leaves in a sec. It's under a net Substack. If he is not who we are, we must right now put who we are on display for the entire world to see. It's probably my longest title. And if you can afford to have a paid subscription, damn, that would help me a lot. It's only like $8 a month, $150 a year, or $80 a year. You can choose from the two. What do you have for us? And by the way, Kathy Beale said in our last show, and we'll do another show soon, that moving into July, a lot is going to happen that's not favorable for him. Listen to some reggae? I am. I wasn't even planning on it. Now they're playing Stir It Up. Okay. Mercury. We have what looks like a scorpion. That's interesting. In the sign of Mercury, we have a scorpion. That's a sting. That reminds me of what Ukraine did with their spiderweb mission. I think Russia has, we're going to hear about Russia being under attack. I'm thinking NATO. That's interesting. That looks like a sea creature. That looks like a whale. By the way, remember Friday we were talking about Jaws? I did watch Jaws the other night. There were too many commercials and I left before it ended. But anyway, that just reminded me. There's a scorpion here. Do you see it? It's so clear. There's a scorpion. And when's the moon go into Scorpio? Probably not till next month, which isn't very far away. And that looks like some kind of a missile. There's a lightning bolt. We're going to see a lot of activity. I feel like there's just going to be like a burst of activity and then it's all going to quiet down. So strike, and then it just quiets down. Did you know that they only constructed Rome when it was dark? Rome wasn't built in a day. They got better as time went on, Thomas. And under the sun, we have, that looks like, trying to figure it out. We'll get back to that. It looks like a tree limb is what it looks like. And just interesting figures here. Doesn't that look like some kind of a weapon? We're going to hear a lot about plans for the war. I see a peace pipe too, though. All the prayer and all the intention has a physical effect. I told you guys last week that Sadhguru was in LA, and that's when that whole Dodgers scenario happened. With the people linking arms and not letting ice in. The Pope is on it, don't you worry. And we're on it. So I know it's scary times, of course. Everybody on the planet's like biting their fingernails and nervous about what's going on. A bat under the sun? Could be. It's just that it would be a very... That would be a very long bat. You mean like a baseball bat? Well, if you look at it from this perspective, it looks like a bird. It looks like a seagull. Think good thoughts. And then over here we have Saturn. There's a little, that looks like somebody, that looks like a little old lady sitting with a long dress on. We're going through a little bit of hard time, but we have to take time for a little bit of sadness and mourning about what's going on and to kind of process that and then just keep going. That's the message I get from that. Because Saturn is like hard lessons. But you see a sickle. Well, yeah, I saw the Grim Reaper earlier around Dumpy. It's an escape bat from Trump's belfry. You guys are hilarious. All right, what do I have coming up? We have, I am going to start a new class for members only. If anybody can help me investigate why the join button doesn't pop up for a lot of people, maybe help me to figure that out. I don't know. But members have access to all my presentations and to the psychic parties once a month. Please book a reading. I'm a phenomenal spiritual life coach in addition to being a phenomenal psychic. Subscribe to my Substack and Net Substack, and please, if you can afford, don't do it if you can't afford it, but if you can afford to be a paid subscriber, just know it goes a long way. And donations, you can send to my P.O. box, or there's a place to donate. And tomorrow is Tuesday, and we don't do anything Tuesday nights, but Off the Ledge is daily, and a PNN pop-up is daily. I missed it Saturday because I had too much going on, but okay. It's so important for us to keep up the positive vibrations. That's why we're here. Okay? Thank you. Mary's saying book a reading with Annette. She's very good. I know y'all come here just for the psychic news, which is fine, but take advantage of my services too. Thank you for your testimonials. I appreciate it. It's been hard lessons, but that's life, right? What were we talking about earlier? Giving the universe the side eye? I know, but life is great. I'll see you soon. Namaste. Keep your chin up. Bye.